Welcome to the Matthews Report. I've got a special report for you today that I think will really help you with your health, physically, mentally, and beyond. I'm going to tell you why everyone should practice hot yoga, specifically the Bikram Yoga Hot 26 series. I personally have been doing this yoga practice consistently for over 6 years. It's totally changed my life. I'm going to share with you my story and how it's helped me, but first I want you to hear and see some information about this incredible practice.
Hot yoga for me is the way to go because, first of all, I know the postures. They all serve a purpose in terms of like helping my body, helping my balance, keeping my flexibility, strengthening my joints. There's so many really positive physical benefits from it. And then two, the meditation aspect of it.
So the original hot yoga, it's called Bikram Yoga. It was founded by Bikram Choudhury in India about 50 years ago.
Stretch, stretch, stretch.
Bikram Choudhury pioneered hot yoga. 26 poses performed in excruciating 105-degree heat.
Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as 26 and 2. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as hot 90, hot 26. This is the type of yoga that we're talking about here. This is the type of yoga that you should be looking for.
Because there's so many people that practice it and they've had incredible benefits from it. First of all, you know exactly what you're going to do every day. There's 26 postures and 2 breathing exercises. 1 breathing exercise in the beginning, 26 postures, 1 breathing exercise at the end. It's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes at 105 degrees, and it's fucking brutal.
So the 26 poses and the 2 breathing exercises done in the same order each time is designed to hit every part of your body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And in simplest terms, what you're doing is you're increasing blood flow to every part of your body, because when you're in the posture, you're holding the posture and it's cutting off blood flow to that area. And then when you release it, fresh blood flows back to that area. And when you get fresh oxygenated blood flowing to different parts of your body, the healing benefits are amazing.
Hatha yoga is actually a medical science thousands of years old. What Bikram did was put together a one-size-fits-all posture series.
If you enjoyed this video, please help me get my channel off the ground. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I promise to bring you great content. You will not be disappointed. So this 26 posture series is derived from Hatha yoga, which is like the much larger original form of yoga, which was founded in India over 1,000 years ago by gurus who would treat people medically with yoga. You have this issue, hold this pose. You have this issue, hold this posture. And there's like incredible stories of basically miracles being worked without pills or anything like that, just treating people with yoga. So Bikram was working basically as a doctor for a guru, treating hundreds of people a week medically with yoga. And what he did is he took out of the thousands of different Hatha yoga poses, he simplified it to a 26 pose series that encompasses everything you need.
The 26 postures done in a hot room affect not just your muscles, but your internal organs.
The definition of yoga is marriage between body, mind, and the soul.
Advocates claim numerous health benefits, from lowering blood pressure to relieving back pain and even helping diabetes.
It would literally be impossible for me to give you all the benefits of this practice, but I'll give you just a few of them right now. Your breath and your breathing. This practice will help you to learn how to breathe properly, and it'll also help you to increase your lung capacity so that you can take longer, calmer, deeper breaths in your life outside of yoga. Your skin and your complexion. The heat and the sweating in the practice gets the toxins out of your skin, but also the inversion postures where you've got your head below your heart, increasing blood flow to your head and to your face. It really does make you look younger and more vibrant. I've had my mind blown when I found out how old some of the people in my classes have been. It's happened far too many times for it to not be true. Increased range of motion and mobility. What you're doing in this practice is you're moving your body in ways that it's naturally designed to move. With the typical American lifestyle where we're sitting all the time and we're sedentary and we're hunched over staring at screens, we don't even realize that our body is designed to be able to open up and bend backwards. Our body is designed to move our spine side to side. We should be able to squat down and sit in an imaginary chair. We should be able to put our forehead on our knee. So this practice is getting your body back to being able to do things that it's designed to do, which in turn will heal it.
50-year-old Larry Franklin, who suffers chronic pain in his neck and back.
I'm never going to give it up, because I know if I do, I'm going to go back to where I was, and I don't want to do that.
All kind of chronic disease people suffering for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Those are the people that comes to my class, and I treat them, and I heal them. That's the Hatha yoga treatment.
Your focus and your mindfulness. The class can be so long and so difficult that you realize that the only way to get through it mentally is just to stay right where you are and keep your mind where your body is and just focus on what you're doing in that moment, whatever pose, whatever exercise you're doing, just stay right there instead of thinking about the end of class or how difficult it is or how much longer you have or life distractions. It forces you to just stay present and breathe, and this is such a helpful strategy and approach to life.
Because no matter what kind of bullshit I have going on in my life, if I just breathe and think about the exercise, if I was doing it 3 times a week, there's not a thing in the world that could with me.
Yeah.
And mentally, I'd be like, I'm fine.
Your sleep. Not only will you sleep better because your body's functioning properly, in some cases you'll need less sleep. Here's Shirley MacLaine, who's a famous actress with a career that spanned over 70 years, talking about this.
First day I took a yoga class, I slept only 4 hours that night. And I thought there was something wrong. But I wasn't sleepy. The same thing happened the next night and continued to happen. Then I began to tie it to the yoga because the postures that you assume for the 10 seconds or 20 seconds, when you release the posture, and holding the postures was difficult, but when you release it, the blood flushes through your system, and it is the most nourishing thing.
Yoga for athletes, injury prevention, and prolonging your athletic career. There's countless examples of athletes who have had their careers totally changed and extended as a result of practicing this yoga. A great example is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was about 4 or 5 years into his career, 7-foot tall guy. His body was totally shot. He was done. He found Bikram yoga. He started practicing it religiously, and he ended up extending his career another 15 years and became the second all-time leading scorer in NBA history.
This lesson here is that this 90-minute class is for everyone.
It really helped prolong my career and made it possible for me to retire when I wanted to retire.
Improving your gut and your brain health. So there's all sorts of studies and science about the relationship between your gut and your brain. If your gut is healthy, your brain functions better. That's why they call it gut instincts. So in this practice, you're flushing your internal organs, a lot of which are in your gut and your stomach and your midsection. And as a result, your brain starts to function differently and it starts to function better. Your senses are heightened, your gut instincts become more clear. This is one benefit that you really just have to try for yourself and experience for yourself to know exactly what I'm talking about.
A new study shows that people who took yoga for 4 months noticed a big improvement in the quality of their lives overall.
Okay, so here's my story. Here's how I got into this yoga and what's happened for me since. I was 24 years old and my body was already starting to break down. I had a lifetime of playing sports, running, lifting weights, sitting at a desk for school, sitting at a desk for work, and I was chronically tight. I probably had tightness worse than 95% of people. My back, my hips, my legs, everything was tight. If I tried to touch my toes at that time, I probably would have gotten down just below my knees. So a good friend of mine who's a former professional football player and a personal trainer, he's a big, strong, muscular guy, but he moves around like a ballerina. He's an incredible athlete. I was talking to him and he said, Sean, I'm not suggesting, I'm telling you, you need to get into a Bikram hot yoga class. You need to open up your body and it's gonna do a lot more for you than just that. And he wouldn't hang up the phone or let me off the phone until I had signed up for a class. So I went and took my first class and it was definitively one of the hardest things I had ever done. I remember coming out of the class and telling the teacher that. I said, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. And she said, come back tomorrow. And I didn't come back the next day, but I did come back a couple days later and I continued to come back and I stuck with it. And all the benefits I just shared with you, I know them firsthand because I've experienced them all myself and then some. I used to have major foot problems. I had reconstructive foot surgery, major foot surgery 2 or 3 years before I started practicing. I used to limp around everywhere, plantar fasciitis. As long as I do this practice a couple times a week, the foot problems are non-existent. They don't surface. I don't feel them at all. Totally fine. Same thing with my back and my neck. Things that used to give me problems just don't give me problems anymore. Immune system, don't get sick as much. When something does come around, it seems to move through faster. My body seems to be able to deal with things easier and put things aside easier. Some things started to just fall away from my life without me even trying. I stopped drinking. I stopped smoking and it wasn't even like a big deal. It just, I didn't have the urge to do it anymore. Didn't want to do it anymore because I was feeling better and I wanted to continue to feel good. I cut out some of the crap in my diet. I still eat, I still eat some crap and none of these things are bad, by the way. But it's just what happened for me because you're in there and you're looking at yourself and you're feeling your body and you have a feel for what your body needs and what it doesn't need, and you're more in tune with it. I could go on with this all day, but I hope I've convinced you to at least give it a shot. Bikram Yoga, Hot 90, Hot 26, 26 and 2, whatever it's called. Find a class, give it a shot. You won't regret it. Just like you won't regret liking, sharing, subscribing, turning on your notifications. I want to hear from you. Stay up to date with the Matthews Report. Thank you for listening all the way through. This has been a Matthews Report special report. I'll be back with you again soon.